evening and welcome. The meeting is called to order. Southampton Town Planning Board, Thursday, May 12th, 2022. The secretary will call the roll.
Chair LaFaro is absent. Vice Chair Finnerty.
Present.
Secretary is here. Board Member Long.
Present.
Board Member Catalinato.
Present.
Board Member Mutu.
Present.
Board Member Neely.
Present.
We have a quorum, Vice Chair Finnerty.
Very good. Welcome to the May 12th, 2022 meeting of the Town of Southampton Planning Board. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and in accordance with Chapter 56 of the laws of 2022 and at least until June 8th, 2022, all of the board's meetings will be held remotely via video conference. So we ask the public to continually check the town's website for updates and new information. And now, Charles, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, back to my reading. We have two public hearings on this evening. We have applicants and members of the public standing by via Zoom webinar, which is being moderated by CTV. Charles Certain will be muting and holding the speakers in a virtual waiting room until it is their time to give testimony before the board. A reminder that applicants, agents, and members of the public speaking should state their name and address for the record. A further reminder that despite the Zoom environment, all comments should be directed to the board and not to other participants. The link to participate in the meeting via Zoom can be found on the town's website. This meeting is also being live streamed on the town's website, on the town clerk's meeting portal. If you're having difficulty accessing the meeting, please visit the town clerk's meeting portal and click on the instructions link. Public comments can be made via Zoom, by email, or by uploading them to the town clerk's portal on the planning board's page. You will see that page, a button you can click to upload your documents. Please do not use a Zoom chat function to register your comments. Any comments made via the chat function will not be included in or made part of the record. Instead, you may either speak at the hearing or submit your comments in writing after the hearing. Board members who must recuse themselves from any application will state so on the record and will be removed from the meeting until the end of the hearing. Additionally, in accordance with the legislation, these hearings will be recorded and transcribed and be made available to the public. We're going in order, I believe. Item one is, the first hearing is Aaron Sachs. And do we have proper notice, Council?
Yes, we do.
Very good. Who is reading?
I am.
Okay, Tom, take it away.
Okay. Please take notice. A public hearing will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, May 12th, 2022 at 7 p.m. via video conferencing to consider the pre-application entitled Aaron Sachs. The application proposes a two-lot subdivision of a 46,894 square foot property currently improved with a single-family residence situated in the R20 zoning district and water quality improvement area high priority, located at 132 Lewis Road, Eastwalk, Suffolk County Tax Map 900-3403-18.3.
Very good. Is there anyone here representing the Sachs application? Give us a
Aaron Sachs is here.
Okay.
Good evening. This is Aaron Sachs from 132 Lewis Road in Eastwalk.
Welcome.
Are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you.
Great.
Give us a brief overview of the project if you could, Aaron.
Sure. The lot is a little bit over, oops, sorry. There we go. The lot is a little bit over an acre, and I'm looking to subdivide it into two single-family half-acre lots, slightly over half acre. It's an R20 zoning. It's very similar to a prior subdivision that was approved a couple of years ago for the lot prior behind me, and that's the lot there that Anthony is showing you. That was about a 1.3 acre lot that was split into two half acre, 0.6 acre lots with a shared common driveway, flagpole driveway to the south. And I'm looking to pretty much mirror that subdivision and split my 1.1 acre lot into 2.55 acre lots.
Could you tell me the respective lot sizes, the square footages of the lots? It's hard to see on the, okay, one is 24,005 and the other is 22,000. Okay. The rear lot, okay, you have 60 foot to the rear lot, okay.
Yep.
Okay, we might ask you to somehow trim lot 1, maybe in that triangle area. The goal is to try and give more square footage to the rear lot, consistent with subdivision design. I see you're right at the minimum.
Yeah, both lots were designed so that they meet the setbacks properly.
Yeah,
I do know that, that I do understand that lot 2 is designed, ideally is a larger lot.
yeah.
But the location of the house kind of forces the lot size, right?
Yeah, you're constrained. I see that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And Dennis, he could shave off a foot on the flag lot over here because he's got a little bit on the road. Give a couple more feet back there.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that would add almost a lot 1.
Oh, that will add to lot 1. Sorry, you're looking to add to lot 2, right?
Yeah, we're looking to add a lot 2.
What about the angle of the lot?
That's what I was looking at, but he's got to maintain a 60-foot rear yard setback.
Okay. So
Yeah, it has to do with the angle. And I originally had talked about maybe bringing the driveway on the north side, but that puts the driveway behind all the neighbors.
Yeah.
And that's not ideal either. And it kind of flips the house next to the lots behind it. So when we were drawing up the plans, I wanted to keep the setbacks proper and be cognizant of the neighbors.
Yeah, no, we see that. That's good. Appreciate that.
where would the building envelope be on lot 2? Anthony, could you?
Well, that's the thing about flag lots is that the applicant gets to, or the owner decides what the front yard is. And so obviously, if that was going to be the case here, I think anybody would do a front yard here and a rear yard here, which will give you a reasonable building envelope. As opposed to a front here and a rear here. So that's how I would do it if I was advising somebody.
It's just helpful for me to see where.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll illustrate one so that we have it when we look at the pre-app report on this.
Thank you.
Further questions, comments from the board? Very good. Mr. Saxon, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say the building envelope probably would mirror the lot to the west of it because those lots are coming off that other flagpole. And so they're probably going to want to mirror that in line with that.
Okay, very good.
For privacy.
I did quick question. How far apart are those 2 driveways when you're all done? They look like they're almost side by side.
They will be side by side.
All right.
The lot so the subdivision that's behind me, the Nat Zio subdivision that was done, and I think in 2018, that is a shared common driveway for 2 lots. So the planning board had approved that to allow them to do a shared common driveway for the 2 lots back there. So it's going to would be 2 driveways next to 2 flagpoles next to each other in that situation. But
all right, very good. Charles, is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this application?
I see no hands.
Okay. I think then we'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing with a 10-day written comment period. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Robin, second by George. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? We have 6 yes. The second application is Hampton 6 Realty. Who is reading for that one?
I believe that's mine. And
Oh.
right on cue, my son just started playing drums, by the way. Perfect. You can't make it up.
Yep.
Please take notice that a pre-submission conference will be held by the Southampton Town Planning Board on Thursday, May the 12th, 2022 at 7 p.m. via video conferencing to consider the pre-submission conference application entitled Hampton 6 Realty Corp. The application is to expand an existing delicatessen and market from 5,000 square feet to 7,500 square feet within an existing building containing a mix of commercial uses and associated parking on a 1.53 acre property situated in the Village Business Zoning District, located at 39 West Montauk Highway, Hampton Bays, Suffolk County Tax Map number 900-224-1-21.1.
Okay, very good. Is there
I'll
anyone
be speaking
here
on behalf of the
hearing?
applicant.
Do we have?
We do have an affidavit of posting.
Thank you.
Good. Yes, okay.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Martins, you have the floor.
Thank you, Vice Chair Finnerty, members of the board. My name is Jack Martins. I'm a partner at Harris Beach. I'll be representing the applicant this evening, and I thank you for allowing us to do this via Zoom. It is a pleasure to be with you. I don't think I've had the opportunity in the past. Our application is for an expansion of an existing supermarket that currently has 6,750 square feet into an adjoining area that was previously occupied as a drugstore. The drugstore vacated their space at the end of 2021. They have 5,580 square feet. Total square footage for the combined spaces is 12,330. As the board undoubtedly knows, this is an area that is adjacent to the Hampton Bays train station. It's on West Montauk Highway, and I should have started with that, 39 West Montauk Highway. There are different parking requirements for both the retail use and the supermarket use. Thereby, the expansion of the supermarket into the retail use will require greater parking, something that we do not have on site. And so we would need to, given the non-conforming nature of this lot, need to address that concern.
How would you address that, Mr. Martins?
We've had discussions with consultants, specifically parking consultants at VHB. We're in the process of discussing with them a parking analysis for the site. And I think there may be an opportunity to reconfigure some of these spots to make them more accessible. What we found is that there is ample parking in the rear, that is the portion closest to the train station that is oftentimes not used. People preferring to park closer to Montauk Highway and to the entrance to the supermarket. So I do believe that if the parking was reconfigured, and we're going to rely on our consultants to help us with that, we can at least make those lots that are less accessible more so, and try and encourage their use.
Is the back of that building is where Good Ground Cleaners is?
It is. It is.
Where if you see where the trucks are parked, that has been, do you have that in your plans to reconfigure also?
We do not, and we haven't, but certainly if it's a suggestion by the board, obviously we will take that as well into consideration. It hasn't been part of our plan to this point.
I think that has to be looked at. There's a dumpster there. There is docking of trucks, the roadway there, the ingress and egress to that parking lot at that section is very dangerous, especially when the train comes in. You have a lot of people using taxi cabs and such, using the parking lots there. And so when people are accessing the stores there, it becomes even more problematic. My other question is, so I would strongly suggest taking a look at that docking bay.
Sure.
And part of your consideration of your parking. The other question is, are there currently violations on this property?
So, Robin, to just the 2 points there. I'm going to be working with the applicant's consultant and our long-range planning division because there are long-range planning documents as it pertains to parking, a realignment, cross-access. A lot of this requires better on these properties here as well, because we did get cross-access on this property to address that. So we are going to look at parking and flow. This building was once, I think, a supermarket back in the 60s, if I understand. I believe it was an A&P. And as for the violations, nothing popped up, Robin, on the immediate, but there probably might be some sign violations on this property. I'll have to go back and look. We're in a pre-submission conference, so we don't have a formal application, obviously.
Okay,
But there may be some sign stuff going on.
okay, thank you.
I'm not familiar with any, but I will also check.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
This is only one of the last two properties that have the egress out onto Montauk Highway, other being the Chase Bank.
Yeah.
All the other sites are prohibited from access to Montauk Highway. So we're going to be looking at that too. A big challenge in this site is if you see the post office exit right next door to they're literally 5 feet apart, busy Good Ground Road, and someone coming out of the post office is coming to make a right, and someone coming out of this site is going to make a left. And I've seen almost bumpers clash when there's an opening in the traffic.
And that's where the station is also. So now.
Yeah, the station,
on top of that, when the train comes in and between the taxi cabs and people picking other people.
Oh,
up,
yeah.
This becomes.
It's a real rodeo out there.
A rodeo, exactly. Good term.
I will rely on our consultants to try and provide some clarity on that as well. I don't want to profess to be an expert myself or a consultant in parking or traffic flow, but I certainly think that there are ways that we can improve the current configuration.
Any further questions from the board? Charles, do we have anyone in the waiting room for comments on this?
Yes, we do.
Very good.
Hi, everyone. I'm working with the owner, Mauri Tavares, and Jack Martins on the reconfiguration of this property. But basically I just wanted to let you know from the owner, because that there will be landscaping on the location. And we have looked at, I'm sorry, I'm on another community board meeting too in the cities. We're changing the hours of delivery for the rear. And we're also working on the docking of the trucks. I realize that in the summer that can be quite busy. So we've discussed removing some of the delivery and some of that back end, so we don't trouble the neighbors or there's any kind of accumulation of garbage as they come and pick it up, because he has a professional delivery and pickup truck to pick up that garbage. So we would be, I just wanted you to know from ownership that they are willing to do whatever is necessary. We realize we want to do some landscaping in the front, and we know that the Hampton Bays is under a new kind of reconfiguration, and we want to make sure that we comply. That was all I had to say. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that we had been aware of the rear docking and the landscaping.
Thank you. Charles, any other speakers waiting to be heard?
No other hands.
Okay. Mr. Martins, do you have any closing comments? We're about to close the hearing.
No, I appreciate the comments and suggestions of the board. We certainly have a plan to move forward. We obviously understand what the concerns are. The issue of the dock and the access points to this site where people can come over from the train station and perhaps creating some concern. Obviously, we will look into that as well, and we thank Ms. Long for your input on that point. but we will be prepared to address those concerns. It's very helpful.
Very good. Okay, thank you. I'll entertain a motion to close. This is a 30-day written comment period.
Motion.
Motion by Craig,
Oh,
second by George. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Abstentions? We have 6 yes. Thank you
Vice
very
Chair.
much.
May I?
Yes.
I'm just going to offer it. I'm in Portugal 3 or 4 times a year.
Oh, okay.
My parents immigrated in the 60s. So give me a call. Happy to walk you through.
It's a bar association trip.
Oh, okay. I wasn't familiar with it, or else I would have probably joined them in that. Great stuff. But happy to give you any pointers you may have, you may like. So thank you all very much. Thanks for the courtesy tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martins. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, and
Vice Chair Finnerty, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Craig.
May I say something before we adjourn?
Sure.
Robin's going to hate me.
Oh, okay.
Don't hate me, Robin. Robin, 23 years ago, my wife and I came out to Remsenburg and we fell in love with the town. We said, we have to live here. We have to build our family here. And we did. And during that time, we fell in love with Southampton town in its entirety. And I still marvel at how beautiful, how wonderful it is. And that's testament to our wonderful planners, very, very smart code, and people like you who've devoted so much time, so much energy to serving on boards like this. So on behalf of my family and the people of Southampton town, I just want to thank you because you've literally touched my life and you've touched the lives of people who don't even know you by virtue of the fact that you've made their quality of life so wonderful. So we're going to miss you dearly. I'm going to call you often. And thank you for making this little piece of paradise, the piece of paradise that it is.
Well, Craig.
Second those comments.
Absolutely.
Robin, we're only a Zoom meeting away. So
Gotta say,
keep up your Wi-Fi, enjoy, and just pop your head in and say hello. We'd love to see you.
I gotta say something. It's been a pleasure serving the people of Southampton. I'm moving out, Jack, and Ariella, if you didn't know that.
I caught that, San Antonio.
Yes.
Another great city. Absolutely.
I fell in love with the Hamptons, just so you know what he said. Everybody keeps asking me, what are you saying? There's something, you come and you're home.
They don't understand that we're a real community and that we have real people that live here who work and such. But I thank the people of Southampton for letting me serve on this board. It has been an honor to serve with this board in particular. This is an incredibly skilled and caring and loving board, and we could have disagreements, and we've been a family and just hugged and moved forward from that. And to the planners, and Anthony, if you can tell the planners, I know it gets tough, and I know I truly know how tough it is, but you guys are doing the groundwork that keeps our town special. Don't give up the fight. Don't get sad. Don't get depressed. Don't get, it's tough. I know we're shorthanded and I know there's a lot of demand. No, I know we've spoken about it, but please tell Claire and everyone else in the planning department and Janice, you are probably the most skilled planners I have ever worked with. And I have now become a planning nerd. I look at a building, I see an elevation, I look at water, I want to develop the waterfront. I feel bad for San Antonio because I'm going to get involved down there. But I thank you guys because you are really doing incredible work and I'm going to be a resource. I'm just one or two Southwest Plains away. So thank you.
Thank you, Robin. And of course, I will make sure everybody knows. They already know. But I will certainly pass them on. I appreciate it, certainly.
Okay. Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Robin.
Best of luck. Thank you, Robin.
Godspeed. And don't forget to come back to visit us.
Oh, I am. I'm a Zoom away. I'm a Zoom.
Only Zoom call away.
I'm a Zoom away.
Okay, gang, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
By Robin, second by Gloria, all in favor, we are adjourned.